Hello San Fermines and Viva San Fermin! With another San Fermin Festival officially underway, I thought now would be a good time to take a look back on how the world's greatest festival came to be. And what is it exactly? Why are there bulls running in the streets, and how did it get so famous? And who was Fermin anyway? The history of the San Fermin Festival is just as beautiful and exciting as the festival that honors it. Our story begins in the 4th century AD, when Pamplona was under the rule of the Roman Empire, and Christianity was beginning to spread into the region for the first time under the leadership of a French priest named Saturnin. However, Pamplona was under the rule of a Roman general named Firmo who didn't like Christians, but times were changing and he knew he needed to appease the people. So he said to Saturnin that he may Christianize Pamplona, but just to show his power, he would cut the head off the first person who was baptized in Pamplona. As you can imagine, no one was very eager to become the first person baptized, and it looked as though the church would be unable to get started, when suddenly a voice called out from the crowd, "It will be me." You guessed it, his name was Fermin. But Fermin wasn't just anyone, he was the son of General Firmo. And when General Firmo heard that his son volunteered to be first, he became very upset and said to Fermin, "My son, if you are the first Christian in Pamplona, you will be decapitated, as I said so." Fermin was baptized by Saturnin in Navarra, at the spot known as the Pocico de San Fermin. Firmo did as he said he would, and cut his own son's head off. Since Fermin was the first to be baptized, he was therefore the first bishop of Pamplona, and his sacrifice earned him the title of Saint Fermin. General Firmo was so upset that he had Saturnin's legs tied to a bull and dragged through the streets until he was dead. This is why for over 500 years, on July 6 at noon, we gather in Pamplona for 9 days to celebrate the courage of this brave man who sacrificed everything for all those who followed. This story is symbolized in the outfits people wear during the festival. The white shirts and white pants represent the purity of San Fermin, while the red bandana around our neck and the red slash tied around our waist represents the blood flowing from his neck when he was decapitated. So now you know who San Fermin is and why we celebrate him every year. But how did it get so big with over 1 million people attending every year, you may ask? Which takes us to the next part of our story. In the early 1920s, Paris was a hub for many writers and artists. Among them was a well-known writer named Gertrude Stein, and she discovered a young journalist named Ernest Hemingway. She could see the potential in him and suggested he stop writing journalist columns and instead focus on writing novels. She suggested to him that for inspiration he should have his mind truly blown and go to Pamplona to attend the San Fermin Festival. In 1923, Hemingway went to Pamplona, along with his pregnant wife, and his experience was told in his first novel, The Sun Also Rises. Hemingway instantly became an international celebrity, and people all over the world heard about the San Fermin Festival for the first time. Hemingway put Pamplona on the map, and his fans flocked to Pamplona to see the wild festival for themselves. So now you know who San Fermin is, why we celebrate him, and how the festival got so famous. But what about the bulls, you might ask? Why are there bulls running in the streets? Well, there's actually a very good reason for that. Bullfighting is very big in Spain, and for all of history, when the bulls were brought to an arena for a bullfight, they would first be carted from the bull farm they were raised at to the edge of town. The wagons weren't very good at maneuvering through the streets, so they would run the bulls in the early morning while the streets were empty from the edge of town into the inside of the bullfighting arena. That is how it's been done throughout Spain for hundreds of years, and it's still practiced today in Pamplona. And as for the people running with the bulls, that began with the brave children of the town that would run with the bulls in the morning. And as time went on, it became more and more popular. Well, there you have a little history of my favorite festival on earth. I wish you all a happy San Fermin Festival this year. And viva San Fermin!